Feel like, I'm another singer, another guitar player.
At 92, Willie Nelson isn't trying to prove anything anymore. He's already lived the kind of life most musicians only dream about: decades of sold-out shows, timeless albums, battles with the IRS, heartbreaks that nearly broke him, and a legacy so massive it feels stitched into the fabric of America itself. But every once in a while, even a legend like Willie looks back and realizes there are names in his past he never properly spoke about. And one of those names is John Denver. For years, fans wondered what Willie really thought of him. On the surface, they seemed like opposites. John Denver was the clean-cut voice of the mountains, the golden boy of heartfelt folk pop, always smiling like he carried sunshine in his pocket. Willie was the outlaw poet of Texas, weathered and worn, his voice rough like old leather, a man who didn't just sing about freedom, he lived it. Yet Willie now says that what people never understood was how much they actually had in common. Because beneath the different images, both men were storytellers who loved the land, loved ordinary people, and cared deeply about the America that was disappearing right in front of them. Willie admits he respected Denver more than he ever said publicly. Not because Denver was flashy, but because he was fearless in his own quiet way. Willie recalls running into him at charity events and televised specials in the late 70s and early 80s, where both men were there for reasons bigger than music: Denver for conservation and the environment, Willie for farmers and rural families struggling to survive. And backstage, away from cameras, Willie says Denver wasn't the polished celebrity people imagined. He was intense, thoughtful, and sometimes weighed down by the pressure of being everyone's symbol of hope. Willie remembers one conversation in particular, when Denver admitted he felt trapped by the expectations people put on him. He told Willie he didn't care what the big cities wanted, that he was going to keep writing what he felt, even if critics laughed at him for being too soft. Willie says that hit him hard, because he knew exactly what it felt like to be dismissed for not fitting the industry mold. And Willie respected that kind of stubborn honesty. He calls it quiet guts. The kind of courage that doesn't shout, but refuses to bend. Then came 1997, the news that John Denver was gone, killed in a plane crash off the coast of California. Willie says he stayed quiet back then because he didn't know how to put it into words. But the truth is, it shook him. Not just because Denver was famous, but because the world had lost one of its gentlest voices. Willie says when he hears "Take Me Home, Country Roads Now," it doesn't sound like a hit song anymore, it sounds like a prayer. Like something written by a man who truly believed in beauty. And Willie admits something that surprises people: he still listens to Denver sometimes, especially when he's alone. "Sunshine on My Shoulders," Annie's song, he says those weren't just chart toppers. They were gifts. Willie also says Denver never got the credit he deserved because people misunderstood him. Critics called him corny, too sentimental, too polished. But Willie argues that sincerity is the hardest thing in the world to fake, and John Denver never faked it. In an industry full of masks, Denver stood there barefaced, singing exactly what he felt, even when it made him an easy target. Willie says that kind of authenticity is rare, and maybe that's why Denver's songs still live on decades later, because they weren't written for fame, they were written from the heart. Looking back now, Willie says he wishes they had done more together. He believes if time had allowed it, they would have recorded a duet, something simple, just two voices and a guitar, singing about open skies and long highways. Because Willie says the truth is, they were both country boys in spirit. They just came from different landscapes. One from the dusty roads of Texas, the other from the mountain air of Colorado. Different roads, Willie says, but the same horizon. And now, at 92, Willie Nelson's words about John Denver feel less like an interview and more like a confession. One old songwriter finally tipping his hat to another. A tribute decades overdue. A reminder that legends don't always speak loudly, but when they do, it carries weight. And Willie's final thought lingers like the last note of a song. John Denver may have left this world too soon, but his voice is still out there, drifting through radios, highways, and quiet living rooms, like a piece of America that refuses to die.